I just sent a text message to the wrong number asking for money for baby formula, and the person who replied was a billionaire, and what happened next completely changed my life forever. I'm a single mom struggling to feed my daughter, and in my most desperate moment, I texted someone I thought was my friend, but it was the wrong number. What this stranger did next will restore your faith in humanity, and by the end of this story, you'll understand why one mistake became the greatest blessing of my life. My name is Myra, and 3 months ago, I was living in a tiny one-bedroom apartment in downtown trying to make ends meet as a single mother to my 6-month-old daughter, Emma, and let me tell you, life was not easy at all. I was working 2 jobs, one at a local diner during the day and another cleaning offices at night just to pay rent and buy diapers and formula for my baby girl. Emma's father left us when I was 7 months pregnant, saying he wasn't ready to be a dad, and honestly, good riddance, because I didn't need that kind of negativity in my life. But being alone with a newborn baby and barely any savings was terrifying. Every single day I woke up, wondering if I would have enough money to get through the week. On this particular Tuesday night, remember it so clearly, because it was raining heavily outside and I had just come home from my cleaning shift at around 11 p.m. completely exhausted. My feet were killing me, my back was aching, and all I wanted to do was collapse on my bed. But when I checked the cabinet, I realized I was completely out of baby formula. Emma would need to eat in a few hours, and I had exactly $12.37 in my bank account. The formula I needed cost $18, and I had already asked my landlord for an extension on rent and borrowed money from my coworkers so many times that I felt embarrassed to ask again, but I was desperate. This was my baby we were talking about, so I decided to text my friend Jessica, who had helped me out a couple of times before. I typed out the message, and I remember feeling so ashamed as I wrote it. Hey Jess, I know I already owe you money, but Emma is out of formula and I don't get paid until Friday. Could you please lend me $20? I promise I'll pay you back as soon as I get my paycheck. I'm so sorry for asking again. I hit send and put my phone down, feeling terrible about myself, wondering how I had gotten to this point in my life where I couldn't even afford to feed my own child. I sat there in the dark living room with Emma sleeping in her crib, and I just started crying softly because everything felt so overwhelming and impossible. About 10 minutes later, my phone buzzed and I picked it up expecting to see Jessica's reply, but instead, I saw a message from a number I didn't recognize, and my heart sank because I realized I must have sent that embarrassing, desperate message to a complete stranger. The message said, "I think you have the wrong number, but I read your message. Are you okay? Do you need help?" I felt my face turn red with embarrassment, and I quickly typed back, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I meant to text my friend. Please just ignore that message. I'm so embarrassed." But instead of ignoring me like most people would, the person replied, "It's okay, these things happen, but I'm concerned about what you wrote. You said your baby needs formula and you don't have money. Is that true?" I hesitated because talking to a stranger about my problems felt weird, but something about their message seemed genuinely concerned. So I replied, "Yes, it's true. I'm a single mom and things are really tight right now, but I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Thank you for responding kindly though." What came next shocked me to my core. The stranger wrote, "What formula does your baby need and where are you located? I'd like to help you." I stared at my phone screen, not believing what I was reading. A complete stranger was offering to help me buy formula for Emma. This had to be some kind of scam, or maybe they wanted something in return. I had heard stories about people pretending to be nice and then expecting things, so I was cautious. I replied, "That's very kind of you, but I can't accept help from a stranger. I don't even know who you are, but thank you for the offer." They responded, "I understand your hesitation. My name is Jaxon, and I'm not asking for anything in return. I just believe that no baby should go hungry, and no mother should have to feel the way you're feeling right now. Please let me help you. Consider it paying it forward Something about the way they wrote made me feel like maybe they were genuine, and honestly I was so desperate that I decided to take a chance. I told them the name of the formula and the pharmacy near my apartment, and Jaxon said, "Give me 10 minutes." Exactly 9 minutes later, my phone rang from an unknown number, and when I answered, a deep, calm voice said, "Hello Mira, this is Jaxon. I just paid for the formula at the pharmacy near your address. It's ready for pickup whenever you can get there." I was speechless. I literally could not form words for a few seconds, and then I started crying again, but this time they were tears of relief and gratitude. I managed to say, "Thank you so much. You have no idea what this means to me. How can I ever repay you?" Jaxon said, "You don't need to repay me. Just take care of your daughter, and when you're in a better position, someday help someone else who needs it. That's all I ask." I grabbed my coat and ran to the pharmacy in the rain, and sure enough, the formula was paid for and waiting for me. The pharmacist handed me the bag and smiled, saying, "Someone really cares about you and your baby." When I got home, I fed Emma and watched her drink her bottle peacefully, and I felt so grateful for this stranger named Jaxon, who had saved us that night before. Going to bed, I sent him another message. "Thank you again, Jaxon. You're an angel. I don't know what I would have done without your help tonight." He replied, "You're welcome, Mira. Sleep well and take care." I thought that would be the end of it, just a beautiful, random act of kindness from a stranger, but the next morning, I woke up to another message from Jaxon, and this one completely threw me off. He wrote, "Good morning, Mira. I hope you and Emma slept well. I've been thinking about your situation, and I'd like to help you more if you'll let me. I know this might sound unusual coming from someone you just met, but would you be open to meeting for coffee so we can talk?" My first instinct was to say no, because meeting a stranger from the internet seemed dangerous, but something told me Jaxon was different, so I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I Googled his phone number to see if anything came up. What I found made my jaw drop. Jaxon Sterling, the name that came up, was connected to one of the biggest tech companies in the country. He was a billionaire entrepreneur who had built his company from nothing and was known for his philanthropic work. I found articles about him donating millions to children's charities and funding programs for single mothers. I couldn't believe it. I had accidentally texted a billionaire asking for baby formula money, and he had not only helped me but was now asking to meet me. I was terrified and excited and confused all at the same time. I replied to his message, "I Googled you. I can't believe you're the Jaxon Sterling. Why would someone like you want to help someone like me?" He responded, "Because I know what it's like to struggle, Mira. I wasn't always wealthy. I grew up poor with a single mother who worked 3 jobs to keep a roof over our heads. I remember nights when we didn't have enough food, and I remember the kindness of strangers who helped us. When you texted me by mistake, it felt like the universe giving me a chance to be that person for someone else." His words touched my heart deeply, and I agreed to meet him that Saturday at a small coffee shop near my apartment. I was so nervous that morning. I changed my outfit 5 times and kept telling myself to calm down. This wasn't a date, it was just a meeting with someone who wanted to help. When I walked into the coffee shop, I saw him sitting in the corner. Honestly, he was even more handsome than his photos online. He was tall with dark hair and kind eyes, and when he smiled at me, I felt my nerves ease a little bit. We sat down and talked for over 2 hours, and it felt like talking to an old friend rather than a billionaire stranger. Jaxon asked me about my life, my dreams, what I wanted for Emma's future, and he listened with such genuine interest that I found myself opening up in ways I hadn't with anyone in a long time. Then he said something that changed everything. "Mira, I want to help you get back on your feet. I'd like to cover your rent for the next 6 months and pay for Emma's childcare so you can focus on 1 job instead of 2. And I'd also like to set up an education fund for Emma so she'll have money for college when she's older." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I started crying right there in the coffee shop, and I said, "I can't accept all of that. It's too much. Why would you do this for me? Jaxon reached across the table and gently said, because everyone deserves a chance. Myra, you're working so hard and you're a great mother. You just need a little help to get ahead, and I'm in a position to give you that help, so please let me. Over the next few weeks, Jaxon kept his promise. My rent was paid, my childcare was covered, and I was able to quit my night cleaning job and focus on just working. At the diner during Emma's daycare hours, for the first time in months, I could breathe, I could sleep properly. I could spend quality time with my daughter without being completely exhausted. But something else started happening to Jaxon. And I started talking every day. He would text me in the mornings asking how Emma was doing, and he would call me at night to see how my day went. We talked about everything, from our childhoods to our favorite movies to our biggest fears, and slowly I realized I was falling for him. One evening, about 2 months after we first met, Jaxon invited me and Emma to his house, and when I arrived, I was blown away by how beautiful it was, but what struck me most was how warm and welcoming he made it feel. He had bought toys for Emma and set up a little play area for her, and he cooked dinner for us himself. After dinner, while Emma was playing, Jaxon sat next to me on the couch and said, Mira, I need to tell you something. These past 2 months have been incredible. Getting to know you and Emma has brought so much joy into my life, and I've realized that what started as wanting to help someone in need has turned into something much deeper. I have feelings for you, real feelings, and I needed you to know that. My heart was racing because I felt the same way, but I was scared. I said, Jaxon, I have feelings for you too, but I'm worried. What if this is just because you helped me? What if I'm confusing gratitude with love? What if people think I'm with you for your money? He took my hand and said, I don't care what people think, and I know the difference between gratitude and love. Mira, you're strong, kind, funny, and an amazing mother. You've been through so much, and you never gave up. I admire you, and I'm falling in love with you, not because I helped you, but because of who you are. That night, he kissed me for the first time, and it felt like everything in my chaotic life finally made sense. I had gone from rock bottom to finding love with someone who truly understood me and cared about me and Emma. Over the next year, our relationship grew stronger. Jaxon became a father figure to Emma, and she absolutely adored him. He would come to her doctor appointments, read her bedtime stories, and even learned how to change diapers like a pro. He treated her like she was his own daughter, and watching them together made my heart so full. One day, Jaxon surprised me by saying he wanted to expand his charitable foundation to specifically help single mothers, like I was helped by strangers when I was young, and like I helped you. We're going to help thousands of women get back on their feet, he said, and I want you to be part of running this program because you understand what these women are going through. I was honored and excited, and together we launched the program called Second Chances, and in the first year alone, we helped over 5,000 single mothers with rent assistance, childcare support, job training, and education funds. Seeing the impact we were making on so many lives brought tears to my eyes, because I remembered being in their exact position just a year earlier. Then, one evening on the anniversary of the day, I accidentally texted him. Jaxon took me to a beautiful rooftop restaurant overlooking the city, and after dinner he got down on one knee and said, Mira, 1 year ago you sent a text message to the wrong number asking for help, and that mistake brought you into my life. You and Emma have become my entire world, and I can't imagine spending my life with anyone else. Will you marry me? I said yes through happy tears, and we got married 6 months later in a small, intimate ceremony surrounded by close friends and family. Emma was our flower girl, and she walked down the aisle throwing petals everywhere and giggling the whole time. It was the perfect day. Now, 2 years after that desperate night when I had no money for baby formula, I'm living a life I never could have imagined. I'm married to an incredible man who loves me and my daughter unconditionally. We have a beautiful home. Emma is thriving in preschool, and together Jaxon and I are helping thousands of families through our foundation. People often ask me, what are the chances that you would text a billionaire by mistake? And my answer is always the same. I don't think it was a mistake. I think it was meant to happen. Sometimes when we're at our lowest point, the universe sends us exactly what we need, and for me, that was Jaxon. My story is proof that kindness exists, that good people are out there, and that one moment of vulnerability and asking for help can change your entire life. I went from being a struggling, single mom who couldn't afford baby formula to being a wife, mother, and philanthropist helping other women who are exactly where I used to be. Emma is now 3 years old, and she calls Jaxon daddy, and he's in the process of officially adopting her. We're also expecting our second child together. A little boy in our family is growing and thriving in ways I never thought possible. So if you're going through a hard time right now, if you're struggling and feel like giving up, please don't lose hope. Reach out for help even if it feels embarrassing or scary, because you never know who might be on the other end of that message, ready to change your life. My accidental text message led to love, led to purpose, and led to a life beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm forever grateful that I made that mistake that rainy Tuesday night. So that's my story, guys, from rock bottom to finding love and purpose, all because of one wrong number text message. If this story touched your heart, please hit that like button. Leave a comment telling me what you think, and share this video with someone who needs to hear a message of hope today, because you never know whose life you might inspire. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I share real life stories like this every single week that will move your heart and remind you that miracles do happen. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, sometimes the best things in life come from the mistakes we make.